Have you ever stood in your kitchen, looking at something you used to do every day, maybe making breakfast or reaching for the top shelf, and thought, why does this feel harder than it used to? Maybe it's not just your body that feels a little slower, but your confidence too. That quiet fear that someday someone might say, maybe it's time you had more help. Let me tell you something right off the bat. Staying independent at home isn't about proving anything to anyone. It's about preserving your freedom, your routine, your sense of self. It's about being able to decide what you eat, when you sleep, how you spend your day. And the best part? It doesn't take big, dramatic changes. It just takes a few smart daily habits that keep your body strong, your mind sharp, and your confidence steady. So today, we're going to talk about 5 simple things you can start doing right now to stay independent, capable, and proud of the life you've built. Let's start with something that might sound small, but it's actually the foundation of everything else. Morning movement. And I don't mean jumping out of bed and running a mile. I mean waking your body up with intention. You see, after 60, our joints and muscles need a little more time to get going in the morning. The stiffness you feel when you get up isn't just getting old, it's your body asking for a gentle nudge. Start simple. Before you even leave the bed, wiggle your fingers and toes. Circle your ankles. Stretch your arms overhead. Sit up slowly and take a few deep breaths. Then, when you're ready, stand up and march in place for just 1 minute. It gets your blood flowing, signals your brain that the day is starting, and helps prevent falls, because your balance will already be awake when you start moving around the house. A friend of mine, Carol, she's 72 and lives alone, told me she started doing this 5-minute wake-up routine, and after just a few weeks, she noticed she wasn't reaching for furniture to steady herself in the mornings anymore. She was standing taller, walking easier, all from a few mindful minutes at the start of her day. Once your body is moving, the next habit that matters most is setting a daily rhythm. Now, I know retirement is supposed to mean freedom. No alarms, no clocks, no obligations. But let me ask you this. Have you ever gone a whole day without really knowing what time it is or what you meant to do? That kind of drifting can sneak up on you, and over time it can leave you feeling scattered, unmotivated, even a little lost. Our brains and our bodies thrive on rhythm. It's not about being rigid, it's about creating a soft structure that keeps you engaged with your day. That might mean waking up around the same time each morning, having meals on a regular schedule, and setting 1 or 2 small goals for the day. Water the plants. Call a friend. Walk around the block. When you have a rhythm, your body rests better, your appetite stays healthy, and your mind stays sharper. You're not just filling time, you're owning it. I knew a gentleman in his 80s, Walter, who used to say, "Every day I shave, make my coffee, and write 1 paragraph in my journal. That way I've already done 3 things before most folks finish breakfast." That routine gave him a sense of accomplishment that kept him grounded, even when his knees started giving him trouble. And while we're on the topic of groundedness, here's a habit you might not expect to make such a big difference, but it absolutely does. Keeping key areas of your home fall-proofed every single day. Now, I'm not saying you need to remodel your entire house, but take a moment each morning, maybe right after breakfast, and do a quick check-in with your space. Are there loose rugs near the door? Is yesterday's mail stacked in a walkway? Are your reading glasses sitting somewhere you'll forget? One slip can change everything, but a 2-minute check each day, that can keep you safe for years. Think about how many times you've seen something on the floor and thought, I'll move that later. Make it a habit to do it now. A clear path through your space is a clear path to your independence. Every day you don't fall is a day you stay stronger, steadier, and more self-sufficient. And don't feel embarrassed about putting up a few reminders. A sticky note near your front door that says, "Watch your step," or a small basket by the couch for things that tend to pile up. You're not doing this because you're weak. You're doing it because you're smart. So now that we've touched on how you move your body, how you shape your day, and how you care for your space, we're already building a foundation for staying in charge of your own life. It's not about perfection. It's about presence, about making the choice every single day to stay active in your own routine, not because someone told you to, but because you can. And if you're thinking, this all sounds good, but I don't know where to start, just pick one thing tomorrow morning. Stretch in bed before standing. Make yourself breakfast at the same time you did yesterday. Clear one small corner of your living room, one step at a time. That's how you keep going. Now that we've covered morning movement, setting your daily rhythm, and keeping your space safe and simple, we're already on our way to something powerful. Now that you've started thinking about how you move, how you shape your day, and how to keep your space safe, let's keep building on that momentum. Because staying independent isn't just about avoiding what slows you down, it's also about doing more of what lifts you up. And one of the most powerful, often underestimated habits is nourishing your body the right way. Now, I'm not here to tell you to go on a strict diet or cut out all your favorite foods. That's not the point. But let me ask you something. Have you ever had a day where you felt unusually tired, even though you didn't really do anything tiring? Maybe you sat most of the day, but your energy still felt drained. That kind of fatigue isn't always about age. It's often about what we put into our bodies. After 60, our metabolism slows down, our muscle mass naturally declines, and our digestion doesn't work quite as smoothly as it used to. That means your body needs better fuel, not just more of the same. Try this. Instead of thinking of meals as chores or just something to fill the day, treat them like a form of self-care. Start your morning with something that gives you steady energy, maybe a hard-boiled egg and some berries instead of just toast or cereal. A handful of nuts in the afternoon instead of another cup of coffee. Add a little protein to lunch and dinner, even if it's just a spoonful of beans or a few slices of turkey. And hydration? That's a big one. We often forget that by the time we feel thirsty, we're already a little dehydrated. That can affect your memory, balance, and even your mood. One glass of water when you wake up, one with each meal, and one in the afternoon. That alone can make a world of difference. Eating well isn't about being strict. It's about giving your body what it needs to keep serving you. When you eat better, you move better. You think more clearly. You sleep more deeply. You stay strong. Speaking of strength, let's talk about the next habit that helps keep independence within reach. Using your brain on purpose. Now, this might sound funny at first. Of course, we all use our brains every day. But there's a difference between thinking by habit and thinking by intention. As we age, one of the most important ways to stay independent isn't just remembering where we put our keys or what day it is. It's keeping our minds active, engaged, and curious. Our brains are like muscles. If we don't stretch them, they get stiff. If we don't challenge them, they get lazy. That doesn't mean you need to start solving algebra problems or learning a new language, unless you want to. But even 5 or 10 minutes a day of real mental engagement makes a difference. Read an article out loud. Try a word puzzle. Play a memory game with a friend. Write a short note by hand instead of texting. Watch a documentary and then try to explain it back to yourself in a few sentences. Even better, teach someone something. Passing along your knowledge, whether it's how to fix a leaky faucet or bake your famous apple pie, lights up areas of your brain connected to long-term memory, confidence, and emotional well-being. And here's something beautiful. Challenging your brain isn't just about preventing decline. It's about deepening joy. When you're mentally active, conversations become more fun. TV shows are more interesting. You notice details in the world around you that you hadn't seen in years. You're not just aging, you're growing. Now, there's one more habit I want to share today, and it's the one that often gets overlooked because it doesn't seem productive on the surface. But trust me, it's one of the most powerful tools you have to stay independent, and that's taking quiet time for yourself every day. You might be thinking, I have quiet all the time, I live alone, or I don't have time to sit around and do nothing. But this isn't about being alone or zoning out in front of the TV. This is about intentional stillness. A few moments in your day where you put the world on pause and check in with you. That might mean sitting outside with your coffee and listening to the birds without any distractions. It could be breathing deeply for 5 minutes while you rest your hands in your lap. It could even be writing down 3 things you're grateful for before bed. When we slow down on purpose, we allow our bodies to reset, our minds to settle, our nervous system to relax. And in that space, we reconnect with what matters. We notice what hurts and what feels good. We hear our own thoughts more clearly. And that kind of clarity, that gives you power. Power to make better decisions. Power to ask for help when you need it, not out of weakness, but wisdom. Power to protect your energy from things that drain you. You don't need to meditate on a mountain to benefit from stillness. Just 5 minutes. Just you and your breath. Just once a day. Try it. You might be surprised at how much stronger and more centered you feel. When you start putting these habits together, eating to support your body, thinking to stretch your mind, and resting to recharge your spirit, you're not just maintaining independence. You're deepening it. You're turning everyday routines into quiet declarations that say, I'm still here. I still choose how I live. There's no single moment where independence is won or lost. It's built day by day, choice by choice. And you are more than capable of continuing to shape a life that feels true to you. So keep going. Keep choosing small habits that keep you strong, steady, and free. You've already started laying the groundwork with daily habits that support your strength, rhythm, safety, nutrition, and peace of mind. And just think about that for a moment. How powerful it is to know that something as simple as a few mindful choices each day can protect one of the most valuable things you have, your independence. But before we wrap up, there's one more habit that ties everything together. One that doesn't just support your body or your mind, but reaches into your spirit. And that's staying connected to purpose. Now, I don't mean you have to run a business or volunteer every day, or suddenly become a guru. But I do mean that every person, no matter their age, needs a reason to wake up with intention. Something that lights that little spark inside you. Something that says, this day matters because I matter. Too often after 70, society starts whispering that your useful years are behind you. But purpose doesn't come from your job or your schedule. It comes from your presence. From how you show up in the lives of the people around you, and for yourself. It could be something as simple as tending a plant, walking a neighbor's dog, calling someone who lives alone. Maybe it's continuing a hobby you used to love, gardening, knitting, woodworking, or discovering something entirely new. Maybe it's writing down your life stories to pass on, or teaching your grandkids how to make your famous lasagna. The point is, when you do something that feels meaningful, even just once a day, you feed a part of yourself that keeps everything else running stronger. Your memory improves, your mood lifts, your body responds. Purpose gives us energy in ways food and water can't. I once met a gentleman named Howard who lived on his own, well into his 90s. He had arthritis, couldn't move as fast as he used to, and sometimes forgot little things. But every morning, he walked to the park and fed the birds. Same time, same bench. Neighbors knew him by name. Kids waved as they passed. That small act gave him rhythm, joy, connection, and purpose. He told me, the day I stop feeding those birds is the day I stop needing my legs. And I'm not ready for that yet. Now, your purpose might look different. It might be smaller. It might be private. But that doesn't make it any less powerful. The important thing is, you choose it. And let me say this. In case no one has told you lately, it's not too late. Not to start something new. Not to reconnect with something old. Not to wake up and say, "This day is mine." That's how independence grows. Not just from staying physically steady, but from staying emotionally rooted in the life you want to live, not the one you've been handed. So, if we put it all together now, everything we've talked about, you'll notice something beautiful. Each habit supports the others. A few minutes of morning movement helps your balance. Balance makes it safer to move around your home. A safe space makes it easier to stay engaged. Staying engaged helps your mind stay sharp. A sharp mind supports better choices, better meals, deeper rest. And with all that running smoothly, purpose has room to thrive. These 5 daily habits aren't rules, they're anchors. Gentle, steady anchors that help you stay in control of your days, so your days don't start running you. Because independence isn't about doing everything alone. It's about deciding how you want to live, on your terms, with your values. It's about knowing what matters to you and showing up for it every single day. And here's the truth that I hope you carry with you after this video. Your independence doesn't disappear with age. It transforms. It deepens. And it becomes something you protect, not with pride or fear, but with love. Love for yourself, for your routine, for the life you've created, and the choices that keep it yours. So, start small. Maybe tomorrow morning, you stretch before you stand. You drink that first glass of water before coffee. You put on a good song while making lunch. You call a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. You write a note to yourself that says, "You've still got it." Because you do. And if any part of this message spoke to you, if it reminded you of your own strength or helped you see a path forward that feels manageable, I'd love to hear about it. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what habit you're going to start with. Or better yet, what habit you've already been doing that helps you stay independent. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We're here every week with practical tips, real conversations, and encouragement for living well after 60, 70, and beyond. Because this chapter of life isn't about winding down. It's about standing tall. Here's to staying strong, staying curious, staying you. Here's to living your best life at any age.